2026 cannot change your life. Your choice will. Hi everyone, it's EFI and welcome back to my channel. I'm excited to have you all here today. And if you're watching this video today, chances are that you do not want the next year to look exactly like the last one. Your life will not change in 2026 because it's a new year. It will only change if your habits do. Today I'm going to be talking about healthy choices that we can make about our habits that can genuinely bring a change in our lives. Now, the choices that you make will determine if there will be a significant change in your life because you get to decide. You get to decide what you want. You get to decide what type of person you want to be. You get to decide how you want the year to look like for you. You get to decide who you want to be in this coming year. So it all depends on the choices that you make. And you don't just make one big, perfect decision that changes your life overnight, dramatically. No, it's all the small choices that you can make, the intentional choices that you make about showing up, about waking up early, what you choose to do when you are alone, what you choose to do when no one is watching, what you choose to do every day at your free time, what you choose to tolerate, what you choose to ignore, choosing to stop making excuses and choosing to show up instead, choosing to take a step rather than hiding in fear. These are little choices that, though their impacts are not seen right away, it will eventually show up. So they are small choices, but they compound quietly. So your decisions are the things that can actually make a change for your next year. From these small choices, you would wake up one day and realize that you've built a completely different life that you've always wanted. Pick the best out of your decision making and also pray for wisdom while making these decisions, that God helps you and aligns you to make decisions that aligns with his plans and purpose for you. Success equals a choice repeated. Stagnation equals also a choice repeated. So what is it going to be for you? Success or stagnation? So who you become, what your life would look like, it's all dependent on the choices that you make. We're going to talk about healthy habits that you can choose to create to make a change for your next year. Now, to form this healthy habit, you first need to have the answer to this question: who do I want to become in 2026? Remember that your mindset influences your brain, that sends information, and then it creates behaviors. If you have this image, if you have this vision for yourself, then the brain gets active and say, oh, how should I do things? How should I move to be this person? What are the things I should start doing to become this person? And that is where you form habits. So you need to have a vision first. You need to have the answer to the question: who do I want to become? Who do I want to be in 2026? You need to have that ideology of who you want to be, and then your brain can process this and work with the habits that you are trying to look at now. One of these would be utilizing your time properly. This means making the most out of your time. First is waking up early. Having more time equals more wins. It allows you to achieve more when you have more time within your space. When you have more time, you have the opportunity to achieve more, to do more things, to be more productive. So waking up early is an habit you should cultivate for the next year. Secondly, would be having a plan for the day. So you don't just wake up early and, oh, I'm up. What is it for today? And you pick up your phone and you start scrolling on your phone, and half of the day is gone, and half of the day you spent is just scrolling on your phone. No plans for the day. You end up being unproductive, but you still woke up early. So Having a plan for the day is also a way of utilizing your time. When you wake up early, make a plan for the day. What am I going to do today? What do I intend on achieving today? If you don't go to work, what can I do on this day I'm home? Should I get a book to read? Should I research about the course I'm interested in? Should I research about the degree? Should I learn more about the skill? Or should I have my self-care done today? Should I go get my hair done? Should I go get my nails done? Have my facials done? You know, have a plan for the day. If you have a plan for the day, you can apportion time adequately and utilize your time effectively. Anything as little as organizing the clothes in the drawer, it's something worth doing. It's something productive. So make sure that you utilize your time for each day. Thirdly, for utilizing your time would be leaving a spare time for just yourself. That's leaving a spare time for what you like doing, probably your hobby, either for your self care or your mental health check or your emotional check. Just having the time set out where you say, oh, this is time for me. I can just take a nap or I can just rest. I can just listen to some music just to calm my nerves. Have the space that you make out for your time. Create a safe space for yourself within that plans that you have for each day. So leave a time for what you like doing for yourself. Leave a time for yourself, for self-care, for your hobby, for to do something fun, to do something exciting or something engaging. Yeah, just now second on the list would be focusing on one thing at a time. Yeah, you heard it right. I used to be one of the people who thought it was all about having so many skills. It doesn't matter what sector, no matter what field. I just felt I should acquire a lot of skills. But no, I've come to realize that that keeps your mind in a scattered mood, in a scattered environment. It's not about diversifying in different sectors. Now, this is it. Picking a particular skill or picking a particular thing and focusing on that thing, building on it till it grows into something. And then you can also think of ways to multiply or diversify in that particular area, in that particular sector. It's not about you're doing one thing and then you're thinking, I heard this market is moving, so let me jump over to that. And now you're doing two different things at a time. You need to pick one thing to focus on. Let me put this in a scenario for you. Let's say you're a content creator, and then one day you're like, I should leave content creation and jump into real estate. Or you might not even want to leave it. You can say, oh, I can do content creation and then also jump into real estate. They're both different sectors, right? But what you can actually do is you're a content creator. How about you think of ways, ideas that the real estate industry would require your service instead of leaving the content creation and jumping into real estate to start selling houses, start selling properties. You need to pick something and focus on it. If you're thinking of going into catering, then focus on that, maximize on it, build on it, let it grow, make it grow, but make sure that you focus on one thing per season. Let's put it that way. Innovative thinking, but in the same field. That is what it is, and not running from this place to that place. If you think of successful people, you realize that they don't just start up something and then jump into another and invest into another. They start up something, they make sure they build on that and brings it and makes it yield more for them. They make sure that they build into that investment till it actualizes into something big. So stick to one thing at a time. Your brain, your mind can be everywhere. You need to find out that thing which you want to work on and stick to it. You need to find out that thing, that skill, that course, that degree which you want to work on and then focus on it. Third on the list would be having a reflection routine for yourself. This is something you should do it as a ritual routinely and make sure you cultivate these habits that you get used to it because it gives you the opportunity to know more about yourself, to learn more about yourself. Having a time in a weekly basis, maybe a day or an hour, where you just sit with yourself. Mirror, mirror, mirror. You sit with yourself, you look at the mirror. You don't need to have a physical mirror right in front of you, but you sit and you talk to yourself. What have I done well this week? What am I proud of? What did I do that I'm not proud of? What have I achieved? What did I say I was going to do that I did not do? You know, these are things, conversations that you have with yourself about yourself. It makes you become self-aware, and with this process, you can see how much progress that you make in developing yourself. You can see how much progress that you've made in becoming. Now, during this reflection routine, I need you to get yourself a journal. Get yourself a journal, get yourself a book. You need to write these things down. Those conversations, those thoughts, you need to write them down. Because if you say, "Oh, I remember what I said I didn't do. I remember what I was not proud of. I remember what I'm proud of." Within 2, 3 hours, 2, 3 days, you forget them. So it's best you put them down in writing. It's best you get a journal for yourself, get a book that is just for you to write down these moments, just for you to write down these things, to note down these things, right? With this book, you can actually go through them to see how much progress you've made, to see what you've written down that you've not done. It makes you accountable for yourself, right? The journal helps you become accountable. The reflection routine helps you become self aware. So make sure that you develop the habits of sitting with yourself, to talk to yourself, to encourage yourself, to express yourself, to express gratitude, to express your feelings or how you manage the situation, how you didn't handle a situation right. What are you lacking? How are you regulating your emotions? What do you need to put in check? Have this moment with yourself, have this time with yourself, this reflection routine, make it a thing. Make it a thing. You need to do it every week. You need to do it every week, really. When you're buying all the things you need for 2026 or writing all the things you need for 2026, make sure you get a journal, get a book for yourself, and make sure you write down in your to do for 2026 that you must have a reflection routine for yourself. This helps you a lot. It makes you see the change that you've gone through. It makes you actually see this change that you're working towards. The fourth on the list, right? The fourth on the list would be your financial habits. How you use your money, how you use your earnings, how you use your resources. You need to form habits of spending wisely, of using your resources wisely, of using your earnings wisely. Cut out unnecessary spending. Cut out eating out on a regular basis. You can stay home and make healthy meals. Cut out buying an outfit for every outing, occasion, common. I'm sure there are lots of nice fits you have in your wardrobe. You just have to go check. Cut out buying every new skincare that is out in the market when your skin already cares with the one you're using. Cut out buying new makeup products when there is nothing absolutely wrong with the one you have at the moment. So make wise decisions on how you use your money because they say a lot about you. So you should make wise decisions on how to invest your money, on how to make the money grow rather than how to just spend it lavishly on unnecessary spending. Yeah, so make a good decision today. It's something I'm also working on. So, but yeah, we're in it together. We'll do better. And the fifth would be consistency. All of these things that I've mentioned wouldn't work out effectively if you are not being consistent, right? It won't work out if you're not being consistent. Consistency is power. Choose consistency over motivation because you might get tired of being motivated. But if you keep being consistent, then you would eventually see the result that you've been working towards. Be consistent even when it feels boring, even when it feels like no one is watching, even when it feels like no one is clapping, even when you feel like it's not working, even when you feel like you're alone in it. Be consistent. Keep showing up for yourself. Keep showing up no matter who is around, who is there with you, who is clapping, who is cheering you on, who is keeping you motivated. Keep showing up. Once you keep building this habit, the brain picks this up, your body absorbs it, the energy around you all works in connection with it because you are consistent with it, and then you would see that which you've been putting your effort into, and then you would actualize that vision you have of who you are becoming, of who you want to be. So keep showing up regardless of who is there with you, regardless of how many people are cheering you on, regardless of how it feels, regardless of how you're feeling at the moment. Keep showing up. What habits are you living in 2025? And what habits are you taking to 2026? Drop them in the comment sections, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.